I had a request a long time ago to spall small little nodules like that one as round as possible. So I saved up, let's see, I saved up some roundish rocks for that particular challenge today. I got a bunch of other ones I'm going to spall out, but I don't think I'll do these on video. A lot of them are just concrete, but I have no idea what's in this, although I do see some crazing going on there, which is not that good. What I do is, if I'm out in the field, I'll take this along with me and I'll test these before I bring them home. In this case, these were given to me, so I just said, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, right? I'm not going to test them out there. I'll test them here on video. How do you nap these little round rocks? Well, in this particular case, I don't think I'll be able to nap this one. Well, I won't be able to nap it into something. I am napping it, but it looks to be all broken up on the inside. Yep. Ooh, that's really bad. All right, so that one was bad. Pretty much. Just to be sure. And this is what I would do out in the field. I'd test them first, and if it's like this, just plop them back down. All right. But you might say that gets confused with the archaeological record. It gets confused. Yeah, well, archaeologists don't like surface finds anyway. It's on the surface. It's not down deep buried in a site. So it's okay. And if the archaeologist can't tell the difference between an unburied and a buried one, that's not my problem. All right, here we go. Is that good stuff? It looks like good stuff. So this is the kind of stuff you would heat treat. This little clunky stuff. Because you can't really make anything out of these except fire starters. Could you put that in a flintlock? I don't know. You'd have to be a pretty good napper to nap that into a flint for a flintlock. But I suppose you could do it, especially if you cut it. You cheat and you cut all the other sides except for this one side that is going to be the striking side. Yeah. All right, so I test it out in the field. It looks like that. I bring it home, and then I use a better implement on it. Something that's not going to crush the edges as badly. But you might be saying, but this is not totally round. I got ones that are totally round. If you got ones that are totally round, they probably have a lot of cortex on them, so there's not much inside. Or they're not flint or chert. What if they are flint or chert? Well, you just find a spot like that, right? And go, just hit directly on top of it. Just hit, smack it right on top. It will separate. It will crack. And then you'll have a flat surface that you can spall off of. Okay? Just crack it right in the middle. Just like these stonemasons do. Alrighty? Alright. But you might say, well, it leaves a lot of incipient cracks and stuff. I want to maximize it. Yeah, I know. You don't always get what you want. You can pick up the round ones, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you don't get the big old incipient cracks. Sometimes they crack well, and you don't get these weird or terrible cracks. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Luckily, there's lots of rocks in nature Hopefully, especially where you're looking. If where you're looking only has 1 or 2 knappable stones per million pounds, then just slab it on the machine. Slab it. Don't be hitting it round stones with a hammer like that dude on YouTube. The YouTube rando telling me to just smack it in the middle. Yeah, don't do that. Just take it to a lapidary guy, someone who makes jewelry, or one of your friends that has a rock stone or rock saw, and see if he can get anything out of it. He might say, ooh, this is like a gemstone. I'll trade you something for it. You'll end up getting money for it. Yeah. First thing he's going to ask is, where'd you get it? And guess what you're going to say? Oh, I really don't want no one to find out. Because it's my only spot. Last time I did that, someone pulled up with a truck and took 2 tons of it. Literally. What'd I tell you? Didn't I tell you that's what I do too? I don't tell people where to find it because they'll back up with their super duty truck. Brand new, with a brand new trailer. And they say, I got to use my trailer for something. So yeah, I'm gonna find a spot where there's a bunch of rocks. You can get $2 a pound minimum for these. Rolls up, gets 2,000 pounds. He thinks it's $4,000, and he says it pays for the trailer. 1 load. Yeah. So there goes your rock. Bye bye. Bye bye, rock. And then you're crying. But you might say to yourself, well, it's worth it if I help somebody. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Chances are the guy was just going to stash the 2,000 pounds in his yard and sell it to someone. And then they store it in their yard. And they sell it to someone and they store it in their yard. It gets stored and moved and stored and moved and stored. And no one uses it. It's just like an investment just sitting there. They just store it, move it. Store it, sell it, and move it. Because it's just valuable as a commodity just by itself. Imagine that. Till they find someone like me that goes and knocks every piece of stone in half. So how did I do that? I think I hit it right there. Popped it open. This is actually pretty high grade. It's a gravel chert, right? It's nasty as far as cracks and inconsistencies, concrete, but the good stuff is really good. But this is a darker grade too, right? So with the darker cherts, I recommend not heat treating until you know what you're doing, because these kinds of things will break up or start to craze at low temperatures. And remember what I said? Low temperatures are 400 or below. It'll craze at low temperatures. Some of the stuff will craze at high temperatures, which is 400, more than 400. Right? Right. So experiment with flakes first. Put this in the heat treat first, not by itself, but with other stuff. Put a little mark on it. This is dark gravel chert or something, in a date or something to identify it so you know where it's from, and you put the same label on this side, and you keep it somewhere safe. And then when you take it out of the heat treat, you match it up together with it, wrap it with some tape or something, maybe a clear wrap, and you save it. And when you need heat treat later, you go, let's see, did it work? It did not work, so I need this stuff, but it can't be heat treated, so I'll try to nap it raw and blah blah blah. You'll know. Or someone will ask, and you'll go, wait a second, I think I know where this is in my shop. I'll go look and I'll see. And you'll take a snapshot and email them the picture. This is what it looks like after heat treating. It's useful if you're organized. Am I organized? I am not organized. No. Why? Because I moved around a lot these days. And even before these days, I moved around a lot because I had to take trips all the time. Family stuff. What does it got to do with storing these things and organizing these things? Well, a lot of times the trips require certain items, camping items, luggage, and that kind of stuff. It gets moved around inside the storage area. And sometimes I have to move stuff, my stuff out of the way to put their stuff in there. And sometimes I move their stuff out of the way to put my stuff in there, and it gets all jumbled up. All right? All right. I don't have 4,000 square foot of storage space, so where everything has its own place. Nope. I got 6 kids, remember. Remember. Hey, Dad, you know where the lawn chairs went? Yep. Can you get them? I got 5 minutes. I gotta go. All right. I go back. All right. I had some rocks near where these lawn chairs were. Now where'd the rocks go? I did it in 5 minutes. So I don't remember. I was in a rush. Where'd they go? Dum-dum-dum-dum, dum-dum-dum-dum. You might say, well, your kids should just do that by themselves. Yeah, they do now. Till I can get a place where no one's going to touch it, where no one touches nothing, then I can start labeling this stuff and have a reliable library of rocks. And maybe I'll even put 4,000 square feet under roof. Yeah, this big old slab with a roof on it. For nothing but categorized items. Yeah. I would love it. Maybe even have a motorized chair. Bzzz. I don't know. Did Dexter in Dexter's laboratory have a motorized chair where he would go bzzz and zip around in his laboratory? I don't know. One of these cartoons had it. That's what I want. I want a laboratory where I can get a chair and motorize and zip around and immediately get the specimens. Oh yes. Immediately go to the place and that bookshelf on a motorized chair. Why motorized? Because it's cool. Yeah. It's cool. Oh, I hit my knuckle. I hit it twice. The first time wasn't too bad. Hit it twice, that's bad. Alright, let's see. Yeah. What am I going to hold it with? See, I hit this knuckle. Right there. It's going to start swelling in a minute. Here we go. Normally I don't have to worry about this kind of stuff, but this is a super hard piece of rock. Super hard, but it's super good. Yeah, I can nap it raw or with heat. How do I know? I had some of this in my last batch. Yeah. How do you get the most out of it? You have to la 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 it. La 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 la. That technique that sounds like la 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 la. Just go around it. You're not going to get a full length biface. Usually. You might say, well, if you're good, you can get a big biface. relatively speaking, as you say. Yeah, you might say that. If I'm good at it, yeah. If you don't discombobulate the configuration. Yeah. If you don't misread the stone, and if the stone is talking to you, you need to listen. Yeah. You might say that. You might say that I need to listen to the stone. Listen. It's like that meme going around a long time ago. Listen, Linda. Listen. Remember that one? No? That's about as thin as I want to go with direct percussion. And that's, to me, that's the full length biface that I can get from that piece. As long as this is good, which it looks like it's okay. It's good. Alright, so that was round nodules. Do I have another one? Let me see. No. Got one that's a big and round, kind of. Let's see. Let's see, just for grins and giggles. This is probably concrete, but I get to use my brass hammer. It's already getting dented. Look at that burr on there. Right, that's what they call it. On the top side there. Ooh, that is solid concrete. But what have we learned about this particular type of stone? 450. That's what we learned. We learned 450. What's 450? What is it? 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit. Yeah, I don't know what it is in Celsius. I had some guy heat treat everything in Celsius one day. Way back when I first started explaining it, he was heating it in Celsius degrees. And he goes, it don't work. Why are you telling me that? Why are you telling me that it works at the 450? It don't work. You know, it melt glass at that temperature. Yeah, I know it melts glass at that temperature. If you're using Fahrenheit, if you're using Celsius, Fahrenheit, okay. Just to remember. This is not good stuff, but it can be napped. It's better than zero. So I'm going to play your game. Better than zero, that means it can be napped, right? Right? Or am I making fun of you? Yeah, I'm making fun of you. Yep. Better than zero. That's a tool. No, you're a tool. What's wrong with it? It's a tool. This can be a tool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There are better stones for tools than this. I think I'm going to chuck this whole thing. Or toss it. Sorry, Chuck. I'm going to toss it. Look at all that. That's just misery waiting to happen. You say, well, try to capture the good stuff. Try to capture. Isn't it possible to capture the good stuff? You haven't even napped the rest of it. How do you know it's all cruddy? Yeah. That's the comment you get when it becomes a spectator sport. Yeah. It's true though. It's it's not wrong. You do have to nap it all to make sure that you can't nap it. Am I making nasty spalls on purpose just so it looks like I can't nap it? You'll never know. Even if I tell you yes or no, you never know. That's the thing about watching. I could tell you some stuff and it might not be right, but you'll never know. You know, I've seen guys, they'll quote something they heard another napper say, and they'll just keep repeating it, but they don't know. They don't know if it's right. They never tried it or tested it. No. How do you maximize it? Yeah. I was really thinking about that the other day. How do I maximize the yield from this stuff? And the answer is you can't know the answer to that. You can't answer it because it's not like a piece of wood. All right? A piece of wood, what could happen when you cut it? Yeah, there might be a knot in it. All right, the knots you don't see. Other than that, I mean, you can still use wood with knots in it, right? Sometimes it's preferable. Sometimes they use knots in the wood as a decorative element. Like, for instance, my cabinets in my kitchen are knotty alder. Knotty. Yeah, not N-A-U-T, not N-A-U-G-H-T-Y. Knotty as in K-N-O-T-T-Y. Right? Although they might be the former also. Yeah. They were not glued up right, so they keep falling apart. So they're both knotty and naughty. But anyway, it's not like wood. Stone is not like wood. A lot of things can happen with stone that doesn't happen with wood. You're used to working with wood. You calculate your board feet. You cut the pieces you need. And you're all set. Yeah, maximize it. Maximize it according to board feet or square inches or whatever. You can maximize your wood by planning it out. You buy one big old 4/4 piece of wood, 12 inches wide, 12 feet long. You can plan out a whole little chair out of it. Right? Make a chair. Maximize your yield from that wood. But it's not the same with stone. Doesn't translate. Oh no. Even when you have glass that's perfectly consistent all the way through, sometimes it'll snap in half. How many boards have you cut that snapped in half? You might say, well, it broke in half. It just kind of broke because there was a big fat knot and it went. Okay, fine. There are exceptions. But you probably saw that knot before it was coming. Oh, yeah. You can even smell it as you're cutting it. You're going, oh, no, stop. I can smell it. It's starting to burn. It's slowing the machine down. I'm getting some goo on the blade. Slow it down. Take it out of there. You can know that knot when it's coming. Do you know when it's coming when you're working the stone? Not always. Sometimes you do. A lot of times you don't. You might be saying, we're doing a lot of spalling videos lately. Yeah, you don't know. I've got a ton, literally, of this kind of stuff that I need to test. I literally have a ton, well, maybe not that much, like 600 pounds of this kind of stuff that I've collected over the years. That's dicey. It's unknowable. I don't know what it is, but it looks like it has some areas that were peeking through that look like chert. Maybe, possibility. I don't know if I picked this one up. I usually don't haul back these pieces on my own when I'm out looking for stone. I'll pick up the smaller ones because I can carry them in a backpack or whatever. Carry a bunch of them in the backpack. This stuff looks like it was collected off a construction site or something. They make good landscape rock. But for knapping, yeah, I can heat treat it and I can get some of it to knap, but they're going to be like this size. Yeah, it's good landscape rock though. You know, just kind of grind down the sharp edges so the pups don't cut themselves. Stick it in the landscape. There might be some workable material in there. Some. Maybe. Do you hear it echoing? This is a pier and beam shop or something like that. The floor is like a drum. It's not a slab. I don't have a slab here. I like them when they're not slabs. I can drop stuff and it won't break. Yeah, that's not good. Not good. But it's landscape for you, buddy. I like you still. I still like you. Yeah, because you're landscape. Just like you were before. I took you out, I'll put you back in. Sorry, I extracted a little bit from you, but had to do it because you never know. Never know. You never know if it's going to work. You never know if it's not going to work. Yeah. Ready? I was going to cut the video there, but since that rock is saying, wait, I might be good. Yeah, you might be good. Now I hit it. Where did I hit it? I hit it where I was supposed to hit it. Somewhere down in here. Somewhere down here. Split right in the middle. So that's the answer to your question, right? Wow, that one split right in the middle. But I didn't hit it in the middle. Is it nice? Is it good? Does it look like it should? No. Can I skin some of that? Yeah, I can probably skin some of that off. Probably. I say probably. Maybe not. Where to go? Some of it can be used. Yeah. It's a possibility. It's still dicey because that cortex is not a reliable thing, but just underneath it, if I were to do it better, see, right under that nice stuff, it goes straight to concrete. Why is it so nice on this part? Sometimes you see rocks out in the field and they got a chip taken off and you see this nice part, you think the whole thing is great. Crack it open, you get that. It's not great. Fools you. Oh yes. And then sometimes you get fooled because I thought that was going to be nasty concrete. I thought everything like from here to there was going to be like this. Nasty. But, ooh, not so shabby. Not too shabby. That surprised me. Yes, it did. Can we get another piece? Usable? Ah. Just shattered. You didn't grind it. Yeah, I did. You didn't grind it enough. You might say, I didn't grind it enough. You could have got a nice piece. You're such a waster. Yeah, I know. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Like what, 7 hits on that one? I don't know why I didn't want to go. There's a couple little arrowheads in there. Oh yes. I do need to heat treat it though, because that's way too tough. You saw how many times I needed to hit that. I was trying to hit it higher so I can get a bigger spall, so it wouldn't break like that, but it released below. See all that aluminum deposited there? That's where I was hitting. I guess I hit lower on the last strike and took off the skin. I guess. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. I like going for this particular size because it's not unreasonable to get a size like that. Size of flake like that. It's pretty reasonable size. I don't know if I should. I don't even know if I should bother trying to make really good platforms on this. Not when I can grind the living daylights out of it, right? That one's got a pocket of crystals in it, which is going to make it difficult to knap something nice out of it. Of course, you can make it nice and thick and include the crystal pocket, but it's not going to be nice. It's going to be thick. That one felt like it worked. It did work. It did work. It's getting good. Yeah. But look at this side. It's all so weird and nasty. I'm going to keep going until I can get no mores. Keep on going till you get no more. You never know. Keep on going. Yeah, I know. See how far it goes. I can see a little bit of a concrete intrusion. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, yes. Yep, and I will show the results of all these heat treats. There's a results video coming up right after this, I think, because I got to take that one out of the shop, put another one in. Then I got to figure out what I'm going to offer in the auction tomorrow. I think I've reached pretty much the max, although I can probably get one more. Reach the maximum amount of good spalls. Yeah, I might be able to use that one. This one, yeah, I can use it. If it's too thin to start with, sometimes they are just too difficult to work with. And yeah, I said thin. Sometimes when they're really, really thin and you heat treat them and they knap really well, just when you think you're finished, it'll snap in half because it was weak, because of some sort of internal defect. You know, crystal pockets. Yeah. How do I know these things? I don't know. I don't know how I know. I read it on the internet, so I'm repeating it. That's how I know. Right? Yeah. As long as it's an authority. As long as it's an authority. A lot of credentials. Credentials reminds me of croutons. Lots of croutons. I want a salad with lots of croutons. Lots of word salad with lots of croutons. Lots of credentials on it. Yeah. Word salad with lots of credentials. That's what people like to regurgitate. Yep. All right. So, what's the lesson here? The lesson here is I shouldn't be too quick to judge this, because some of it is good. Like this side is probably still good. I can remove some blades. By the looks of the other side, and I can remove this kind of stuff from this side. Just a bunch of those until it gets to the point where there's no more good stuff. This side, I don't know. But this actually is nice material once it's heated. You can knap it raw too, but it's notching it is a pain because it's a very, very hard stone. Yeah, it's stone. It's hard. Yeah, but it's hard stone, and it sparks a lot. Yeah. Fire starter. And didn't damage the edge that much, so that's a good piece. That's a good hard piece of chert that's nice and colorful, or at least it has designs in it, or whatever you call them. So I'm gonna cut it now. I'll make it one of these 30-minute or so videos that some of my viewers got used to watching. All right, so I'm gonna bring in the heat treat from out in the shop and see how that goes, and I'll post that one too. All right.